Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, let's take a look again on the Bitcoin market, as usual on Monday. So here we need to update our previous analysis where we suggested some downside ABCD pattern on the lower time frames. So currently we're watching for an area around 37.40 approximately the market could reach relatively soon. At least currently this scenario still stands valid, and we do not see yet breaking it, that market has passed through the vital area, so it hasn't happened yet. On the weekly chart, the background for this mostly stands the same. We already talked about it. This is nicely looking bearish engulfing pattern. Also, this sell-off that has happened a couple of weeks ago has some features of the reversal type of action. As market open red on the top, although it hasn't created the new top, but it closed below the lows of the previous week, so this is significant action. Then, last week, we've got retracement back in the body of the pattern. That is typical for this type of action. And now we're expecting for a second leg of this retracement. It usually takes by the by the engulfing patterns. It's normal type of action on lower time frames. So here's the extension should follow. On the daily chart, you could see that we also have potential bearish pattern today, as a bearish grabber could be formed by the end of the session. And if it will be formed, this pattern suggests the taking out of these lows. So market will have to drop below this area. This potential downside action has very significant value for lower time frame analysis, and if it will be formed, that mostly tells that market will reach destination point. Potentially this downside action could be finalized by the butterfly, because take a look here is 1.7 extension of the butterfly agrees with the 618 support on the daily chart. This probably also will be daily result, I suppose. Yes, probably once market will start to move lower, will hit the result as well. So that's what we have on the daily. On the intraday chart, there are a few moments exist that we need to clarify. First of all, on the follow time frame chart, that's our major pattern. Last time we talked about this ABCD type of action, and we said downside action could start either right from the 52-53 area, or market potentially could form a bit deeper ABCD pattern to complete this. If you remember, we talked about this, that this leg could be a bit stronger here to the 55, and then start downside action right from here. But as you can see, in 2 days after that, market dropped below these lows, and this ABCD pattern is not valid anymore. So instead of that, theoretically, we could get this type of action. So let's start from the most large pattern. This is head and shoulders potentially. This could happen here. Market stands right around the neckline, and it means that we could get larger, greater ABCD pattern as the target of this head and shoulders. By the numbers, that will be approximately the same destination point. It's around 55 as well, so it's a bit greater, but it starts from the lower lows, and that's why the target mostly the same. It's 55, 56 approximately. If market will break this neckline, then it could be the butterfly right here. So you can see approximately the 1618 butterfly could be somewhere around to complete this area, ABCD pattern. So this type of action will not cancel the idea of the possible action with the weekly pattern, but it will make it significantly weaker It will become not as attractive as it stands right now. Another way how it could turn is that market could start downward action right from here and the hand shoulders could fail. Because currently, as you can see, that is cheaper to sell has been completed. The market's turning down again. And here is the most tricky moment, how to take the position of taking into consideration all these moments. So whether we should take the short position right here or we should wait for something, how would better to play it. So if you would like to go short with the downward continuation, you have few options. The most conservative and the most safe way and approach is to wait to get the grabber on the daily chart and do not act until the grabber will be formed on the daily, right here. Once you will have the grabber, you will be able to use just this most recent downside action and place stop above it. So maybe above the neckline or the hand shoulders and taking the short position. That's the first option that you have. Alternatively, you could wait for downside action and taking out of these lows. So it will be the clear sign of the raising of the hand and shoulders. That's why I said on the daily chart that the grabber will be very special for our current situation, because grabbers suggest the taking out of these lows. But in turn, taking out of these lows suggests the failure of the hand shoulders and drop below the head. So it will be the chain reaction. So consecutive breakouts of the different lows that will lead market right down to the target. So that's another option that you could follow. With the placing the stop here, you could, for example, place the position for the reverse of the position. For instance, the market will turn unexpectedly, showing thrusting upward action, breaking up this area. It means that this ABCD pattern probably starts to work, and head and shoulders will lead price to the 57, 56, 57 target. In this case, you just could reverse your position here, close the previous one, and open the new long for upward continuation. So that's also possible. So decide what you like more. For taking the long position right here, so you would like to possess yourself with the hand shoulders as right arm already stands in place, you could consider taking the long position here with the stops below these lows. Personally, for me, current environment, bullish environment, it looks a bit weaker. Why? Because on this upward action, you could see that this type of action is very slow. It should not be so. But when you're dealing with the hand and shoulders, here's upward action should be faster and stronger. And here market has stopped, well, even below this top, so somewhere in the middle. That makes for me not attractive to long entry based on this pattern. I mostly gravitate to the idea that, well, it seems that hand shoulders will fail. So I see some more bearish strength around this current price behavior than the potential for the bullish upward action. That's why I would probably focus on bearish patterns. So maybe it makes sense to wait for a grabber and see what will happen once grabber will be in place. That will be a bit more confidence for taking the short position and watching for a possible downward continuation with the ABCD pattern that we have on the follow time frame chart. The target of this pattern stands approximately 37, as I said, 38, so around the 40 for 37 support on the daily chart. So currently it seems reasonable. Long position probably would be better to take once the grabber will not be formed or it will be erased by the upward price action. In this case, you could use stop buy order just above this area. So the market will erase this bearish potential starting upward action. You step in once market will break it up and shows upward continuation. That seems, for me, is mostly reasonable approach to the current situation in the Bitcoin market.